Let's open the doors of Valhalla, shall we?
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight!
Totally.
This one has a chance!
DIETZ.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Here's DIETZ. He joins us right now. What's up, DIETZ? Is he frozen? He froze.
There he is. He's muted, though.
He's muted. I tell you what, we have more.
No, there we go.
There you go. What's up, DIETZ?
We just had a random showing of, well, the Mafia Queen pin of all things.
Oh, so the better half says hi.
Yeah.
So I'm not the only one whose better half randomly pops up in a stream.
Yep, pretty much.
How are you, DIETZ? Good to have you.
I'm doing good. Before we get to college, though,
Yes.
I'll tell you what I've been thinking about pretty much since Monday night, and I'm glad Snowman's here because it involves one of the teams that you cover the most. But I got it, and I didn't even know the trade deadline was coming up. But I'm not even talking about the deadline. I'm talking about maybe in the postseason this year.
Yeah.
If I were them, I would pull this trigger right now. But I got a trade proposal, and I want to get everybody's opinion on this.
Okay.
Daniel Jones for Anthony Richardson, straight up.
You know what?
Here, let me give you the three. Let me give you the three reasons why I would make this move for both. But I think everybody wins in this. The Giants, the Colts, Daniel Jones, and Anthony Richardson. Everybody wins in this.
Okay.
First of all, the Giants. The Giants' offensive line is atrocious.
Yes.
Right? They need somebody at quarterback that can make plays without that just needs to be a playmaker because they can't block anybody. So the best thing for the Giants is to move the pocket. They need somebody who can move the pocket. If Daniel Jones is just standing there, he's going to get sacked every time. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Right. They need someone mobile.
The reason it works for the Colts is we've seen it this year. The Colts were better with Joe Flacco at quarterback than they've been with Anthony Richardson.
So true.
And Daniel Jones would give them that. He can play from the pocket. He can be a little bit mobile, and he's not always going to run. And we've seen what Daniel Jones can be when he has a running game. And this is a guy who did make the playoffs. He did win a playoff game.
Yep, beat Minnesota. I'll answer your question. I'd pull the trigger in a heartbeat for those reasons. Because Daniel Jones is a perfect fit for the Indianapolis offense and vice versa for Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson has, and I talked about this on Sunday, he can't let his happy feet get to him. And they got to him, except for the touchdown pass and maybe a couple of other passes. It got to him too many times.
He has no poise.
Scrambling out of the pocket, and that Indy offensive line is poised to block. It's poised to more run block than anything else. So I pull the trigger on that deal.
Unfortunately, AR doesn't have any poise in the pocket. He doesn't stand tall in the pocket like you see with the Drew Brees.
Right.
And that's what's causing him a lot of things. They feel like if they could put the pressure on the offensive line and it crumbles, he's going to get happy feet and he's going to take off.
We saw it all day Sunday. We saw it all day Sunday.
We see with Justin Fields too.
Yep. Ooh, that's that'll be a later discussion. But you're right. We see it with Anthony Richardson, and it was one of the first keys I mentioned when I did the Colts game on Sunday when my wife surprised me and popped in the chat.
I got a question.
Speaking of,
I got a question, Deets. Do the Cowboys have any type of trade appeal whatsoever Or are we just gonna have to wait until the draft comes in?
I don't think the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys are not in a position where one guy is going to fix what's wrong with the Cowboys.
Right.
And for that reason, you don't go out and mortgage your future when one guy is not gonna help what they're doing. I mean,
right.
Thank you for saying that, Chris Dietz.
I agree.
Thank you for saying that, because
it's a complete overhaul. And I said before, it's got to start with the culture. It's got to start us at the top with Jarrell and Pennywise, Mike McCarthy, and then going into Dak. Because I mean, we can talk about how much Dak is below mediocre, but what does he have around him?
Right,
worse than below mediocre.
Well, you look at what made the Cowboys successful under Dak, a running game. What do they not have? They didn't bring a single running back in.
Nope.
And they can't run they just are allergic to running the football. So
say that again, Dietz. Say that again, please.
But they are. It's just that was the way it goes. They're just allergic to running the football. They look, Victor. When did I know the Cowboys were in trouble? Mm-hmm. First drive of the game, 3rd and 5. What do the Cowboys do? Oh, hand the ball to the fullback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next drive, 3rd and 1, and they pass the ball.
They pass.
Exactly.
You pass the ball on 3rd and 5. You run the ball with the fullback on 3rd and 1.
Right.
The Cowboys do the exact opposite because that's what they do.
You're right.
And listen.
So is that
I won't use the exact
issue,
phrase. I won't use the exact phrase that Dietz used to me on Sunday after the Cowboy 49er game, but that's exactly the kind of show that the Cowboys are in right now. And they've been in that kind of show, if you want to think about it honestly, since late last year when they had to struggle with a few teams.
So then my question is this then, and I'm going to try and not let this be an all Cowboy thing, but is that then a Pennywise issue? Do you get rid of Pennywise and that helps? It doesn't, alleviate everything, but does that help soften the blow? Because to me, a lot of coaching errors are happening.
I think Mike McCarthy has earned. I mean, he's earned the right to be fired. He's earned the right to stay on. The defensive side of the ball is a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their defense is a mess. But you need somebody in there who can say, all right, our defense is a mess. We cannot let the offense lose this game for it.
Right.
That's the thing about what the Cowboys did last year was they masked a lot of things by their defense was so good. It was giving them short fields.
Yes.
It masked a lot of problems. Their defense ain't stopping anybody this year. And look what they're having to do. They're in need of throwing the football. When Dak makes a mistake, it's catastrophic.
Yes.
When he made mistakes last year, it didn't kill him. But now it kills you because your defense can't stop anybody. So you give up the ball on the 49ers side of the field, it's a guaranteed touchdown.
And what did I say last year? What did I say last year, Snowman? That defense was ready to win championships immediately.
Yep.
But the longer that the offense is anemic, that defense is going to start getting worn down, and that's what's happening.
And yep, that's what's happening. And that third quarter avalanche, Dietz, where the Niners scored 21 points in 6.5 minutes. Touchdown, then an interception that turns into a touchdown, then a 3-and-out that turns into a touchdown and gave the Niners a comfortable lead. That third quarter avalanche not only killed the Cowboys in that game, but I think it killed them for the season.
Oh, the season will come down to when they play Philadelphia, when they play Washington, when they play those teams. That's where the season is. The Cowboys. We all know the Cowboys. Anybody who thought the Cowboys were a contender, I mean, they're not a contender with other teams, but they're a contender in the NFC East.
Right.
The NFC East is that bad. I think the Giants are bad. The Commanders have played wonderfully. Okay. for the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes to my what I say in college football every week. Who have they beaten?
True.
Who have they beaten that's worth anything?
Mm-hmm.
They've had a last place schedule. They're playing well against bad teams. Look, it took a Hail Mary and the Bears defense just completely being inept on a Hail Mary.
Being
on a Hail Mary to beat the
Bears.
So
Bears.
I mean, this is but they're the team that everybody's like, oh, look at how well they're playing. Yeah, they're playing great against bad teams. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears doing bear things.
The Bears. Thank you, Victor. The Bears doing absolutely. The Bears doing Bears things. How did the late Dennis Green put it? The Bears are who we thought they were.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Oh boy. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, college football is the order of the day, and we premiere something new for Totally DIETZ. Biggest winners and biggest losers.
Ooh.
And DIETZ has one of each.